Welcome to SDSoccerTV. This is the show that covers all soccer in San Diego. We're talking youth soccer, high school, college, and professional soccer because soccer matters. I'm your host, Temmer Slane, and on today's show, we'll recap the latest soccer action in San Diego. We'll tell you about the local soccer players who got drafted to the MLS and the WPS. We have some footage to show you from the Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista. In the community corner, we've got an interview with the Vice President of Sales for the San Diego Sports Commission. He's got some exciting soccer events to announce that will be taking place in San Diego this year. We also have a preview of what's to come in San Diego soccer action on the weekend. And as always, stay tuned for the end of the show so we can show off all the soccer videos and pictures that you've sent in to SDSoccerTV.com. First up, San Diego Soccer's indoor team is having a tremendous season so far with a 13-0 record. As of this past weekend, SD Soccer's won their 27th game in a row to beat Tijuana 13-2 at home. Craig Childs scored 4 goals to set the PASL single-season record of 42 goals, and team captain Aaron Susi recorded his 500th career goal. Soccers have not lost a single game in 13 months. That's pretty impressive, Soccers. Now they've officially clinched the PASL Western Division and will advance to the Open Cup Finals played President's Day weekend. Great job, guys. Here are the scores from the past week's soccer action. San Diego develops great players. 4 local San Diego college players were selected in the 2012 professional drafts. Stephanie Oakes from USD was selected in the first round by the Boston Breakers of the WPS. Oakes was named the West Coast Conference Player of the Year in 2011. 2 San Diego State defenders were selected in the 2012 MLS supplemental draft. Daniel Stairs was selected 9th in the second round by Chivas USA. Last season, Stairs was a first-team NSCAA All-Far West Region selection. Justin Davies was selected 19th in the 4th round by LA Galaxy. He earned All Pac-10 honors in 2009 and 2010. Davies is the younger brother of U.S. international Charlie Davies of Sochaux, who went on loan last season to DC United. Finally, University of San Diego forward Steven Posa was selected in the 4th round of the draft by LA Galaxy. Posa concluded his USD career this past fall by taking home second-team All-WCC honors. We wish all of these San Diego players the best in their future professional careers. San Diego is continuing to be a place for all things soccer. The San Diego Flash, who play in the National Premier Soccer League, have worked to bring the league championship games to San Diego this year. The NPSL is one of the top developmental leagues for men's professional soccer in the United States. The league has 44 teams nationwide. That leads us to our in-studio guest, Steve Schell, who is the Vice President of Sales for the San Diego Sports Commission. He worked with the San Diego Flash on the bid to bring the Final Four championship weekend to San Diego. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thank you.
Yes, we're happy to have you on San Diego Soccer TV. Can you tell us about your role at the San Diego Sports Commission?
Well, the role of the San Diego Sports Commission is to go out and bring sporting events to the destination to utilize our sports venues, our fields, our restaurants, and our attractions.
In your 18 years at the Sports Commission, can you tell me, is there anything more unifying than sports within a community?
Well, I think that sports speaks for itself in the way it brings families together, the way it brings husbands and wives together, the way it brings families and friends together. So I think sports is very important in our life.
Earlier, we were comparing our scars, our soccer scars from our multiple knee surgeries. So I know that soccer is in your blood and it's a background that you carry. How important is soccer to this local community?
Well, I think that when I go out and talk about San Diego and I talk about specific sports, I always mention that really San Diego is a soccer destination, and San Diego is a place that people want to come with their soccer events, and San Diego is a place that soccer, I think, is interwoven here. The caliber of players that we've had come through here at San Diego, the club teams that play in San Diego, the players who played on a national level that played in San Diego, I think you can really consider San Diego kind of the hotbed of soccer here in the United States.
Now, you've worked on a number of different soccer events, some that are annual and some that are the most recent news of bringing the MPSL championship to San Diego. You work with San Diego Flash to make that happen. Can you tell me what's in the works?
Well, I mean, obviously, as you mentioned, the NPSL Final Four of the championships here in San Diego, and we're very excited about bringing that here to San Diego next July. This year in 2012, we've secured 3 other events that were never going to be here in San Diego, so we spent a lot of time going after these events, talking to the event right holder, selling them about why to come San Diego. But we have 3 bigger events besides the NPSL, and one is the ECNL. Their annual youth tournament for women's soccer is coming to San Diego at the end of March. And then we have the Veterans Cup, which is a senior event that's coming to San Diego at the end of June in 2012. And then obviously we have the NPSL championships in between that event. And then we're going to really end our 2012 with the NCAA's Women's College Cup, which is the Final Four, which is going to be the first weekend of December. So all 4 of those new events, 2012, here in San Diego, here in soccer in San Diego.
I love it. Everything soccer specific, and you're building out that brand as soccer in San Diego as a community brand. Why? I know it's probably not that difficult of a sell, being that this is San Diego. Why is San Diego so popular?
Well, I think that there's 4 main reasons when people look at San Diego. One, obviously, is our climate. We have the best climate in the United States. It's never going to be too hot, never going to be too cold, and with only 10 inches of precipitation, we can almost guarantee that you're not going to get a rained out event. So that's number 1. Number 2 is we really are a tourism destination. So besides coming to play, a lot of people want to enjoy themselves in a destination instead of just go out on the fields and then go back and sit in their hotel. And obviously San Diego is one of the premier destinations in the United States. We have the hotels, we have the restaurants, we have the attractions, so we have a lot to offer here in the destination.
Do you foresee, you managed to sell that all with just the appeal of this city and this community, and obviously the facilities that you do have. Do you foresee a soccer-specific stadium in the future of San Diego?
Well, I think that everybody that I talk to, they all that have soccer in their blood, they all look at that's to be the next step. You know, we've climbed a pretty high mountain as it relates to soccer here in San Diego, and I think that we get to the top of that mountain, we're going to have a soccer-specific stadium. We're going to have some multiple complexes where we have multiple fields on, so we can really take soccer to the next level.
Well, we thank you for coming on SDSoccerTV, and I know San Diego thanks you for bringing all these events and the MPSL Championship to San Diego. So thank you, Steve Schell, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Yes. Next up, we have some coverage from the U.S. Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista, where we've been tracking the progress of the U.S. Paralympic men's national team, which is based right here in San Diego. We were able to catch up with defender Chris Aarons for an interview after his match against Great Britain. Chris, how was the match? Can you walk me through the game?
We just dropped a tough one to England, 4-1. I was lucky enough to sneak the lone goal in. It always hurts to lose, but I guess we have to look at the positives, go forward. The big tournament's next September in the Paralympics, so we got to let this one get off our backs, look at the positives, go from there, and you can only get better. It's what the game's about.
Chris, for those who don't know, can you tell the fans a little about the U.S. Paralympics and the U.S. Paralympic national team?
Sure. The U.S. Paralympics is a part of the United States Olympic Committee. It is under their jurisdiction. The Paralympics are the Olympics for individuals with physical disabilities, physical being the key component there. It has nothing to do with our cognitive abilities at all, just our physical abilities. And Paralympics, the para in Paralympics actually stands for parallel, not paraplegic or anything of that sort. It is supposed to go parallel to the Olympics, and that's where the para comes from. In regards to the U.S. Paralympic national team, we're a group of guys made up from all over the country. Even states like Alaska are included on the team, which is kind of crazy. You don't think of that as a soccer hotbed, but they are included, and we have a pool of 30 some odd players. 12 of us make the roster for tournaments, and we do the best we can to represent our country.
I know the rules differ for Paralympic soccer. How is it different from the U.S. men's national team?
Sure, yeah, the rules, they're not that different. The biggest difference is the field's smaller. I don't have the exact dimensions off the top of my head. I think it's about 80 meters long, though. I can tell you that it is plenty big enough to still make you tired, though, because there's only 7 field players, so there's still a lot of space on that field. There's a 12-yard penalty box. There's no offsides. And we're allowed to bowl a throw-in, meaning we can go right down to the ground with it if you don't have function of both your hands.
Being that it's the Paralympics, what are the qualifications to make it onto this squad?
The qualifications to be on the team, you can have one of 3 disabilities. You can either have cerebral palsy, have suffered a stroke, or have suffered a traumatic brain injury. Being a good soccer player would certainly also be a qualification.
Chris, as the team captain, can you tell me about your history with the U.S. Paralympic team?
I came on the Paralympic soccer team in, I think it was October 2006, so I guess 5.5 years, going on 6 years now. I'm actually not the team captain. That honor and distinction belongs to Josh McKinney, who is actually, he's been doing it for a long time. He's coming up on his 100th cap. For some people that may not know, 100th, a cap is every time you represent your team and every time you represent your country in a game. And so he's coming up on 100. 100 is a pretty big milestone for international soccer players in their career. It's definitely something that a lot of people don't get to. And within the Paralympic soccer world, it's we don't play games as frequently as the men's or women's national team. So 100 really shows his longevity and his commitment to the program.
It's been a long qualification process, Chris. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, the qualification process is a lot longer than some people might realize. You pretty much need to make a commitment 4 years ago that you're going to sign on board for this and you're going to give it a go. We came up just short of qualifying for the 2008 Paralympics in Beijing, so that was pretty frustrating. And then Coach Hoffman decided to bring in a lot of new guys, give a lot of guys a new chance, and we went to our first tournament in 2009, which was the International Championships, and we didn't do as well as we wanted there, but as the team grew, we went to our regional championships in Argentina in October 2010 and actually had our best finish ever. We got the silver medal there, second place. That qualified us for the World Championships in 2011, this past June in Holland, and that served as the main qualification for the Paralympics, in which we had to finish in the top 8. And we did that by upsetting the number 5 ranked team in the world, Ireland, and that's what booked our tickets to London in September this coming year.
Chris, it's a pleasure having you. All the best in your future preparations, and definitely all the best of luck in London.
No problem. Thanks for having me on here. Thanks for bringing attention to the U.S. Paralympic soccer team. We need all the support we can get. We hope to see you out here sometime, Temris, and bring some of your friends with you too.
Thank you for joining us on SDSoccerTV. And a big thanks to my guests today, Steve Schell and Chris Ahrens. If you would like to know more about any of the topics we discussed today, just visit us on SDSoccerTV.com. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, your pics and videos that you send in to us at SDSoccerTV.com. I'm your host, Temris Lane. Make sure to tune in next time for all things soccer in San Diego, because soccer matters.